Game number 1, another Meta Madness best of 5, ladies and gentlemen, and that means of course that we're starting with another 11 heroes banned as we head into map number 1. Still on the first one here. So we're still on day 1, we've already been online for quite a bit, so we had a couple of best of 5s and now we're heading into another one. Divine Vendetta, in case that you're currently looking at the screen and you're like, wait, what, who? Is actually a team that you should be familiar with if you're watching videos on YouTube, if you're watching the Twitch stream. It is the Meme Machine. They got picked up by an orc and are currently therefore playing under the orc's name. So they've always been a little bit memey. We could see some interesting bans and picks coming out of them in this series right now. So again, we're looking also of course at our little sheet here with a Kerrigan ban. I was hoping to see a Kerrigan. Wasn't quite expecting a Kerrigan to be banned now. But again, we have to go a little bit over how this all plays out. So in case that you're not really familiar with Meta Madness, in case that you haven't really watched the previous games, Meta Madness means that before the best of 5 even starts, 11 heroes that have been decided by the community in a public poll are banned from the entire tournament. Those include several tanks, Nuburak, Diablo, Garrosh. It includes a lot of Overwatch heroes, Tracer, Genji, Hanzo. All of those can't be played here. And every single hero that you now see banned, including Kerrigan, Imperius, including Jimmy as well, all of those are banned for the entire series. Not only for the upcoming map, not only for Infernal Shrines, for the entire series. Which means that as we head into the final map, into the 5th one, we actually end up with 41 heroes that get banned out. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see insanely YOLO compositions being played, but it definitely means that the teams are forced to just dig a little bit deeper when it comes to their hero pool, that they have to think about, okay, what else can we play here, what else can we show, how do we maybe capitalize or build synergies with certain heroes. And you will see a couple of meme heroes too. We had, amongst other things, Probius already being played, we had Zul, we had a tankless composition being played in previous matches, there were matches with Lunara, Hinterland Blast, Falstad. Nothing really that screams Cho'Gall and Gazlo, but a lot that just deviates away from the norm. We even had a double support Vala composition again, going a bit old school here. Ana, on the other hand, has been pretty much a staple, as you can imagine, in nearly every single draft. It was very interesting that most teams don't ban her out at this point. But as we're heading into this match, we are actually Johanna being picked and Li Ming. Li Ming is also an interesting one. In the second best of 5 of the day, she wasn't banned at all, but picked quite a lot. And in the first one, after the first 2 games, they said like, alright, let's get rid of the mages here. There's of course different strategies that you have with the ban pattern too, where you don't necessarily have to focus on only the map, but you can also think a little bit more long term and think, okay, what do we want to focus here? Do we want to focus on tanks? Do we want to focus on supports or something else? Jaina still in game. She's usually banned pretty early when it heads into game number 2. And we're having Death Knight with Muradin here. So we already have a setup where you at least have Ana plus Jaina. So already synergy there. You might wonder about Zeratul. Zeratul is actually banned for this. And, well, if you want to know what those pre-bans are, if you're watching this on YouTube now, for example, I'm going to drop the link into the description of the video that shows for all of these matches pretty much which heroes were banned, which heroes were pre-banned as well. So you have to of course click the correct tabs, and for every single match we have a different one, but you get a bit of an idea of what exactly is happening there. The pre-bans are noted as well, but the bans that came through the drafts themselves, those are not specifically color-coded or anything to show which one for which game. Thrall actually banned out really early, and a bit of a focus onto the side lane already, if you think about it. So with Thrall being banned, with Leo being banned, that might become something in later games in this setup that could become interesting. Right now there's a lot available still, with Urel, with Blaze, I mean, there's plenty, Dehaka. But still, it's already an interesting setup for the first map that might have effects later on in the series. So we see Phoenix, we have Alex Straza also picked, great hero for Infernal Shrines obviously too. And that means that we're having now for Divine Vendetta the last setup where they can get another double pick. So what's that going to be? They need an offlaner and they need a bit more damage. Jimmy is banned. He would fit perfectly here, but he doesn't. Actually, he would have probably been taken by Nothing Left, as they would have substituted Phoenix for him. But there's Blaze, and we see Sylvanas trying to win that Punisher. and then snowball it hard with Sylph and get the damage out too. So, what else are we gonna get? Last pick. We kind of need that offlaner still, unless you want to play Blakidne's Phoenix on the offlane, which definitely works. Phoenix has the wave clear that he needs. He has also regeneration ability or mechanic through the shield, but they go for Urel. So we have our setup for game number 1 as we are heading into Infernal Shrines. And keep in mind, once that we're heading into the draft for game number 2, it means that we have 17 heroes that are already banned before the draft even starts. So let's jump in. First map here at Meta Madness between Divine Vendetta and Nothing Left. Game number 1 in the best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing Left on the left side with Polybos on Urel, Guru on Liming. We're seeing Blakidne on Phoenix, linked on Alex Straza, and Zadoon on Johanna. Divine Vendetta, the former meme machine, with Death Knight on Muradin, Slake on Jaina. Seeing Smaragd on Sylvanas, Martin on Ana, and Born on the offlane on Blaze. And a few people have asked in the past, what happened to Sugar Daddy 69, the man with the quickest tongue in the West, that man that can play Dehaka like no other? And what I was told is actually that Sugar Daddy 69 apparently went full hardcore on real life, especially with an insane work schedule. I actually heard about this real life once, and people told me that it's actually like a really good setup. Personally, I'm not really quite convinced, but I have to admit that the graphic is insanely good. It's fantastic. But yeah, so apparently he has a huge workload right now, so he's currently not able to play there, and that's why they play with Born. But they are getting pretty much murdered here at the beginning. Whew. Born already goes down that we're talking about him here, and Muradin gets dropped as well. Now, the one thing that the meme machine or Divine Vendetta is known for is that they can play compositions that are absolutely out of the box. And this is something that might help them to get a bit of a head start here in this particular match. Keep in mind, this is a match currently also in round 1. And those early ones, they don't have a loser bracket. So whoever loses here is out of the tournament. So pretty important to note. The winner of this, on the other hand, is going to play against Granite Gaming, and that is going to be also a very tough battle, since Granite Gaming has been playing fantastic games lately and has already scrimmed a little bit here for Meta Madness as well, with Meta Madness rules to try and prepare for this. With that said now, we're still seeing Smaragd at the bot lane. Yeah, there was a Divine Shield that would be a dead one, but of course we're far, far away from level 10 at this point. But there's a lot of pressure coming from Nothing Left right now. So they are starting to move through the bot lane, trying to assist that camp to attempt and get even more damage in. But, well, at least for the time being, thwarted, pushed back. Dominance on Liming. From a build perspective, we're still pretty much seeing the same setups here, the standard setup. Jet propulsion being used by Born to move away. Blakidne still wants to get a bit more damage in, and actually is able to get a lot of damage in, more than I expected. Wondering if Polybos might have even been able to move in and push him a little bit farther out there. But as it stands, both of the teams now with level 4 and Nothing Left is going to try and make this a quick one. Now, they are the favorite in the series here for sure, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of former pro players that we have on the lineup here on the left side, and they definitely have the experience. But still, Divine Vendetta gets their own camp. They have also now the shrine on the map, so we're still seeing them in experience range, despite the fact that they lost 2 heroes. But if they get that Punisher, well, first of all, if they get the kill here, that would already be great. But if they get the Punisher, then we're talking Sylvanas. Yeah. Sylvanas, the one hero that can pretty much snowball very easily with any objective that starts pushing by just disabling. Well, Blaze just got disabled big time. He got killed. And he should be back in enough for the shrine to be fought over. But just as we're talking about the possibility of Divine Vendetta to get some snowball going with Sylvanas, it turns out that with Blaze moving straight into the arms of Nothing Left, they are getting murdered there. So Smaragd currently is sitting at the top lane, at least dealing with a mercenary camp. We have also another one taken over here, but with 23 stacks already under the belt of Nothing Left, I don't really think that we're gonna fight over this one just yet. So yeah, there's a level 7 talent 2. That makes things, of course, even a little bit worse, since now there is a talent advantage on the other side. An Arcane Punisher is now going to push to the bot lane. And what are we missing at the bot lane? One of the towers. Make that 2 towers right now. That is not a good game if Divine Vendetta, or at least not a good start into this one. Let's see if they can at least hold the fort, but to be honest with you, I highly doubt it. Yeah, they are pushing past this quite easily. Blakitne and his boys are doing well. They don't even need Urel for this one. They're dropping the entire fort, and that is definitely starting to become a huge problem here. So Divine Vendetta starting to rotate away from this, trying to just bait the Punisher over at the keep to defend it a little bit easier. There comes the vision, jump in, take it down, and in the meantime Born is attempting to just slow down the entire progress of Nothing Left in the mid lane. And I guess they're able to at least save one of the towers, but things are of course starting to get pretty tricky here if you're falling behind experience early on in the game already. So they kind of need to try and make their way at least to level 10 for the next shrine. And once we're looking at that, then they might be able to fight back into it. The problem is that once Divine Vendetta is behind in the Storm Talons, that should be a pretty significant gap. And that might just be enough for Nothing Left to aggressively push, let's say, mid lane, jump behind the fort and maybe even get a kill here. Already trying to threaten Death Knight, who was finally forced to jump out as the bot lane camp is taken. Yeah. It's tricky there. Death Knight still stacking, of course, his quest. But look at how aggressively they invade those. I mean, Nothing Left is just so far out on the map right now. And normally you wouldn't see that. They're trying to... yeah, Boss is dodging everything here. And now they have level 10. They're already trying to move away. They're in a world of pain here. Death Knight is hiding, yeah. They don't see Muradin, but they're trying to go for the rest of the team. And Martin in particular has a problem. But he might still be able to get away from this. There's the Blessed Shield. And there's the kill against Jaina. Yeah, Slake is gonna fall. Well, maybe. Whoa, the Alexstrasza kill. Oh god, that must have felt bad. You dodge the damage from the salvo, or well, you survive it. And then Alexstrasza comes in and just absolutely murders you. So yeah, well done here. Job well done. Once again, we're having the push to the top lane. Again, I said it before, that big gap that we have around the level 10 ability. That makes all the difference here right now. And they are playing fantastic around it. They have a 1.5 level lead already. Down to the bottom of the map, Smaragd is currently holding on to experience, holding on to that gate. But it is a tough situation to be in. Divine Vendetta has just lost too much early on here. Well, with that, we're currently seeing Death Knight jumping out once again. We're already having down to bottom of the map with level 10 abilities on both sides. At least an approach of Divine Vendetta to move in. The problem is, if this is backfiring, they have to win the fight soon. They are down 4 kills. They need to get some momentum. Honestly, once the next shrine gets announced, I think Divine Vendetta, they have to kind of win it. They have to get a couple of kills. And they're actually starting to get them. There is no way Phoenix survives. Phoenix goes down, but Death Knight, can he survive? Yes, he has still Avatar available, and there's the double kill. The jet propulsion. Oh. And yeah, they get barely out. Li Ming teleports away from this one. This is more like it. All of a sudden, they're fighting back here. Job well done. So yep. With this, they're actually starting to set themselves up for the second protector. And again, it's an important one to win. And if you have Sylvanas in your midst, then you can use that to just simply body any kind of structure and empower that push even more. But first of all, they have to win it. Because it's a 5 versus 5 again. Yes, they got their 2 kills, and that was definitely important. But they haven't really won the Punisher yet. They will get the lead. Or will they? Because right now it's Boss on the point, and he pretty much gets the lead single-handedly for his team. And Divine Vendetta is falling behind, so they are very far behind. I'm not quite sure they want to play this right now. They're trying to make the play for Johanna here, apparently. Trying to punish the Dune at the front line, but Boss is still on the shrine. They have 20 stacks right now. This isn't looking pretty. Not at all. Smaragd gets connected with a drag. Getting murdered, kid. double kill. The bunker is finally out, a bit late to negate anything like, for example, the salvo. 2 heroes are dead, one of them being both damage dealers. And now we have also Blaze eliminated and Martin falls too. Okay. Oh, that wasn't pretty. That was not pretty at all. Damn. That was 3 kills that was actually 4 kills. Yeah, they got 4 kills pretty easily there. And now they destroy the fort as well. Well, this first game is not boding well for Divine Vendetta. They're currently getting a bit bodied in this case. So once again, the move straight onto the camp, starting to steal that away too, as of course the Punisher is about to appear on the map as well. So that's going to be the next one. And yeah, this is a tough situation to face at the top lane. You're down in talent, you have to deal with a Frozen Punisher. There's another Shaman camp pushing in. And your opponent is going to be able to rely on most of their ults as well during that fight. Alright, there's the bait over the wall. Let's see how much they can get this. I mean, if they can save the keep at least, that would be fantastic. And they might be able to. They get the burst damage out. Linked is having some issues here, but look at the setup that we're seeing. So Slaker is able to get a lot of damage onto the Punisher with the Blizzard. But still, Martin keeps himself in the back. Born is still sitting at the side here. They have all the heroic abilities with the exception of Blaze, but he's going to get that in a few seconds now too. So they can still defend this. I'm just wondering if we're going to see that engage happen with Johanna. So Dune is already sitting right here. So if we're going to see that Blessed Shield on Smaragd, for example, they might be able to follow up on it. Poryboss is sitting next to him. If the Blessed Shield connects and Poryboss just jumps behind, pushes Sylvanas out, she's in the middle of everybody. And if they kill her quickly enough, especially if Guro gets the combo completely centered on Sylv, that could be a kill right there. So you need to be super careful right now. And I think now looking at it, Smaragd probably knows exactly how this is going to play out too. So he has to be a bit careful of how exactly he's going to run around this. Still has the Wailing Arrow. Oh yeah, Blessed Shield doesn't come out yet. Still playing this a little bit safer. Sylvanas just moved away immediately. Now, but here comes the jump. Here comes the Dragon Queen. They want the fort. They want the keep. They want to get the keep here. And here comes the salvo. Already pressuring them back. Bunker, a bit late, but it's there. Well, the bunker was there. They just didn't enter it quickly enough, so there's still a lot of damage out, but there's no follow-up. The problem is that the keep has fallen. We're talking 10 minutes. 10-minute keep, and whoa, that's Jaina. That's Anna. Oh, 2 kills, and Death Knight is low too. Well, he's dead. Can they go core? They're thinking about it. They're actually thinking about going core here. This is looking absolutely brutal. Nothing left is just outclassing them here right now. Liquidity wants to go for the kill against Sylvanas too, but they're going for the core here, and I don't think anything can stop them right now. They're about to get level 16 talents on top of everything else now as well. 11 kills against 2, and yep, that core is gonna fall. An 11-minute game. Brutal display of skill from Nothing Left as they take the lead in the best of 5 series at Meta Madness. Game number 2, and boy did game number 1 not go the way of Divine Vendetta. They got a bit of a spanking there on our first map, but well, we are heading into our second map right now, which of course also means that we're going to look at our ban patterns here again. We currently have 17 heroes banned out, and the next 6 are going to come in throughout this one. Really feels that maybe for Divine Vendetta to have an impact here, a good strategy might be to focus on a ban on roll and trying to play a little bit out of the box here. Something that they were very known for a long time. But yeah, bad game can always happen, and again, Nothing Left is of course a team that is stacked with experienced players. So now that we're heading into Towers of Doom, first ban again. Let's see what we have there. In the last one, the offlaners were actually targeted quite heavily. And on Towers of Doom, I mean, Zamora is a hero that you would of course oftentimes see there. And he is already banned out, so you don't have to worry about him anymore. Dehaka's another one, so there could be a ban on the global. Which actually empowered in previous series faults that have come back into the game. Because of the global. There's the Liming ban. Very, very quickly actually in this series. Had Liming banned in our first best of 5 of the day. In game 3, I think. But after the performance just now, getting rid of her immediately. Okay, so with Limbing out, what are you banning on the other side here? What are you going to get rid of first? Okay, Anna is finally getting banned. I was actually a bit surprised that we didn't see her banned out in any of the previous series here, but those early picks against her were really interesting. None of the pre-banned heroes, the 11 that are globally banned for the tournament, was actually a support outside of Tirana. Tirana was the only support that got banned there. That was really a bit surprising. I thought we would see more supports banned out. But yeah, Anna made it into way too many of these games. There's the Dehaka ban. Okay, so with Dehaka being banned, that also means, of course, that we could still see Falstad coming back into this if Global is actually valued enough. We had an Illidan game too, granted, in that game without him actually running the hunt. Medivh also banned again. Medivh has not seen any play yet today, but he's actually been banned now 3 times. That's the 3rd time that Medivh gets banned. So a lot of Medivh's bans coming through with this. Right, limiting a couple of the options here. Also, of course, forcing a little bit of an adjustment when it comes to support. Rhaegar and Malfurion will probably be the go-tos for a lot of the series. We have some maps where it's highly important that you at least get more value out of, let's say, playing with Alexstrasza. Infernal Shrines being one of them. Oh, Tacita Vala. We're gonna see a double Vala composition again. Okay. Vala, our little cowgirl here. And Junkrat is getting play as well. He's been an interesting hero so far in Meta Madness. He hasn't really seen a high priority on bans, but he has seen a lot of play. Especially as the damage or the backline damage heroes are slowly getting banned out as the games continue. Junkrat has seen more and more priority in the picks. Oh, Oriel and Cassia. Alright. That's an early Oriel there. Together with the Cassia is a pretty early pick too. Well, the next few bans coming in. And it's Uther. Alright, no double support Uther shenanigans, as we've seen in a few of the previous games. And already working on additional bans for a later stage. I mean, look at the 3 bans that we're having from Nothing Left. A semi-support with Medivh, and then you have Uther and Anna banned out as well. In addition to Tirana, this is starting to get rid of a couple of very important heroes for the next few games. Yes, Rhaegar, Malfurion still on the board, so is Whitemane, but we're getting there. Rexxar now banned as well. We've seen actually a pretty significant amount of Rexxar games as we're heading into this one. But yeah. What are we gonna have as the support now? Malf or Rhaegar? I mean, both are okay. If you want to have that quick heal though with the Ancestral, then obviously you're gonna opt for Rhaegar. Arthur's on the side lane first, maybe main tank, Malfurion, okay. Can still opt into a main tank here, unless they want to play Arthur's in that role. We've seen that in one of the previous series, where Arthur's all of a sudden was main tank with the Dehaka on the side lane. Then still, in Towers of Doom, Divine Vendetta. What's gonna be the double at the end? Okay. I mean, they need frontline. Alright, Johanna and Malthael. Okay. Johanna Malthael, you get the blind in against Vala, of course, too. If you can get the main damage dealer to lose out on some of that damage potential through the blind, that's already great. Phoenix for the auto attacks again. Ooh, Phoenix on the offlane, actually. Offlane Phoenix here. Nice, also. Vala double support. Phoenix gets some of that support, of course, as well, but he's going to be on that offlane. Huh. Can we even see Planet Cracker with this? Sometimes a variation. Towers of Doom, game number 2. Let's find out together. Game number 2, Nothing Left. They had a fantastic first game. 11 minutes on Infernal Shrines, and now we're seeing the blue team on the left side of Towers of Doom with Podibos on Phoenix. We have Zadoon on Arthas. We're currently seeing Blakidney on Tacita. There's Guru on Vala, and Linked on Malfurion. On the right side of the map, Divine Vendetta recovered from that spanking that they just got, and eager to prove that they're able to take a map of Nothing Left. We have Death Knight on Johanna, Martin on Oriel, Slake on Cassia, Smaragd on Junkrat, and Born on Malthael. Very early picks, in particular Cassia and Oriel. Super early in their draft here, but it's especially interesting to see Phoenix now as the offlaner. With Polyboss playing that particular role, it's not even out of the question that we're going to see Planet Cracker here. The reason for that is actually quite simple. So one of the arguments into Planet Cracker for a long time is that when you play the offlane, Phoenix has everything that an offlaner needs. So he has a sustain mechanic simply through the shield, can move out of a fight and regenerate the shield before he engages again, and he has the raid. What's really important here is he can have a pseudo-global through Planet Cracker, because you can be at the other side of the map and still have an impact on what your team is doing on the other side. If there is a stun setup, for example, could be a Howling Blast, and you get the ult through. So that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to go for it, but it becomes an option if you're playing him in that position. It's also a very, very annoying setup for a hero like Malthael, because depending on the poke that Born can get out, Polyboss can do a lot of work here because he's ranged. Born, then again, has proven to be a pretty solid offlaner. He had some fantastic games in Division S, and well, let's find out how this is going to work out with the Lightning Fury build also started for Cassia herself. Let's see how that's going to work. Already, we're having up to the top lane, Born trying to sneak around a little bit and set some damage up against Polyboss. Of course, to the bottom of the map, we're having both of the teams starting to make their way straight into the mercenary camps, trying to get those pumpkins. Death Knight is invading this one, and they're all trying to go straight in. Once again, the poke from behind. Yep, they're trying to steal the camp. They don't have it yet. Malthael, on the other hand, is still fighting with him, and they grab it. They take it, and they want to kill it. They might get it against Malfurion, and Link goes down. Divine Vendetta, after game number 1, someone was yelling in voice. Someone was like, "This is not what we want to show. I don't even know. I have a really, really bad like motivational speak thingy here. I don't even know what to tell them there. But yeah, whatever they were saying something. Because that is a very different start for them. The aggression in the early game and Divine Vendetta, they get the first kill and they take the camp and they break through the wall. This is looking good. Malthael was the only one that was, by the way, sitting on the camp here towards the end. So, with that, we have the level 4 talent now coming in. And yeah, the top lane, Malthael, I mean, I feel always sorry when I see any kind of melee character going up against Felix on the solo lane. In the late game, Phoenix might have a couple of downsides in that setup, and you not running a second melee character could be a problem. But at the early game, it's just such a nuisance to be the side laner that goes up against Phoenix. It's just annoying. Nothing else. So yeah, triple altar, of course, the first phase of the game here, and that means that we're now also seeing that traditional trade on the top left, top right. Or at least we thought we would, but instead Polyboss is getting a little bit murdered here. But only a little bit scratched, because at the end of the day the shield absorbed most of the damage. Fight with the 3 versus 3 down here is a different story though. Phoenix is still trying to interrupt. 4 shots fired. Malthael mid lane. Junkware with a poke. Yeah, it's starting to become an interesting one. 3 versus 3 at the bottom of the map, and the 3-man that we're seeing from Divine Vendetta is a strong one. But now that Arthas is coming in, it's a little bit of a cheat, because, well, that turns it into a 4 versus 3 pretty quickly. Rest of the team is not quite that quick. And Slake is getting more stacks in. Damn, son, he's sitting at 24 or 21 already. Because of that completely prolonged skirmish around that third altar, he just got one Lightning Fury in after another. He gets another damage output in. Damn. Guru's a little bit low. The poke is real on these boys. They're doing solid work. Look at this, 24 stacks already. He's racing that talent. Martin, on the other hand, is a little bit too close to Phoenix and eats the entire damage output there. Needs a bit more energy for this. Alright, Zadoon. Ooh, they condemn, but they cannot get the kill. Guru gets the shield. Everybody is low on the side of nothing left. And Vala goes down. And with the hyper carry taken out, bam! There goes Divine Vendetta channeling the third altar. Second one for them. So yeah. Well done, get the shots connected here. We're still seeing Born, by the way, jumping in. He gets the heals. Martin on his Oriel is doing wonders here with the energy. They're really fighting back. 2 kills against 0. And the one thing that I'm seeing here continuously is nothing left on the run. But definitely a very, very different game from the first one. I mean, seriously, they got burned so hard. Divine Vendetta was absolutely murdered in the first one. An 11-minute game. on Infernal Shrines is pretty nuts. But this is a different beast right now for sure. They're invading again. They're really liking this camp. They're saying like, thanks for doing all the work, but I think we're going to take this now. So this is the second time in a row that they invade this one. But Nothing Left at least learned their lesson. They're saying, okay, this guy, every time we're actually going to move away, we're not going to lose a hero again. But the pressure that amounts at the bottom of the map is actually a bit crazy. And Guru is about to fall again. Vala is down. The Pumpkins are moving in. Guys, they could take this now. What is happening here? Nothing Left is getting absolutely destroyed. 5.5 minutes in and the bottom bell tower has been converted. That is not a good sign at all. That is actually really, really scary. Divine Vendetta comes out swinging. Nothing Left made them mad in the last game. It's like poking a hornet's nest. And they are swarming all over the place right now. It's like they have a bit of a vendetta with Nothing Left. That joke incoming. Death Knight already starting to zone them out as the altar spawns on the bottom of the map, and Junkrat is saying thanks a lot for the cover. There's nobody even coming close, so that's a freebie for them. They're gonna get this one. That's 5 shots fired. It's 5 shots right there. Perfect setup. Boom. 27 against 36. Big lead for them now. Death Knight on the other hand needs to... Well, he still gets the lead from Oriel, so that helps. But yeah, they're looking strong here. I like it. They're playing a completely different game. Now, the risk is of course that your opponent around level 10 starts to buddy you because they have the better coordination. It's something that we've seen in the past. It's always something that is a bit of a concern. And that could happen now once again. But Martin, I gotta admit, is really doing work with Oriel here. I mean, we are seeing those heals coming out the entire time. A nice dodge on the Valkyrie though. Slake is 2 stacks away from getting his quest completed. Well, make it... Oh, double kill. Phoenix and Malthael both go down. The quest completed the bot lane though. Alright, still trying to fight for this. There's a level 10s that we're now having on both sides, not only on the side of Divine Vendetta. It's finally in play for Nothing Left too. There's no stack for Malthael, by the way. He's fallen and Phoenix went down too, but they couldn't get the last rides through, so there's no stack for them. The pressure at the bottom. Nicely done with the stun here, the Rain of Vengeance, but Slake is still kept alive by Martin. Oriel is just covering the entire time. And Slake might start to fall a little bit low here, especially as the arrow connects, but they still have all the plays ready to go for another altar here. They hold on to that bottom bell tower, and that's the most important thing. But now we're seeing everybody sharking around here and trying to invade from the side as well. That's a 3 versus 2, boys, though. Not quite sure if you really want to fight this one. But this opens up, of course, the bell tower, and since the minion wave pushed in with it, that's where the shots get soaked right now. Starting to get a little bit dicey. As long as they can zone, though, for that altar, they might be able to at least get that. Doesn't look like it, though. They actually do it. Death Knight controls the point. If you're in, still back. Another 4 shots fired. 23 against 36. Alright, there we go. Now we're talking. That's the moment right now. Where they are starting to... they have to show again that they're actually in a position where they can win this. Again, this is past level 10. This is exactly what I mentioned earlier. Level 10 is oftentimes a game changer. It's a massive power spike, the biggest one in the game, obviously, outside of level 20. And it's really the moment where a lot of teams and synergies come together. And with Archon, that's going to be the case. So the big question is, can you still win it right here? That's the big question right now. Because Divine Vendetta has a fantastic position. They are 13 points on the core ahead. They have 4 kills against 1. They have a good position on the map too. But it's even in bell towers now. So this is really the moment where you have to prove, okay, we can still in the mid game get our kills in. And we can start stacking all of this. So if they can, that's going to be fantastic for them. But it's not going to be made easy. Because Nothing Left is not going to sit there and say like, you know what, that's fine. We're going to bring it back on game number 3. Nothing Left is going to sit there and saying like, what the hell's going on, boys? Let's focus a little bit and not lose, because we still want to make this a quick 3-0 and then continue through the bracket against Granite Gaming. Vala is currently still sitting on that Rain of Vengeance, which you can use for a kill. Level 13 is there a bit quicker. Should still be a trade, 1-for-1 at the top. Camps are going to come up in a second again, which means we could see the third invade of the game. Slake is murdering Vala. He He didn't want Tazada. He did not want Tazada. Either that was a next level play with an IQ of 400, or he didn't want Tazada and was trying to cut off Vala and accidentally got Taz. But if he actually played this on purpose to get Tazada while simultaneously dropping Vala, then oh boy are you good. And Slake is murdering right now. They got 2 kills, which means they have actually a chance to get both of the altars. Look at Born. Born gets the channel. Yep, barely, but he does. He gets the channel, and they might get Podibos too. Podibos goes down. That's another staggered death, and that's 4 shots fired, and that's going to be another 4. They are absolutely murdering right now. I see a Cassia ban in the near future. Cassia or Oriel. One of those is gonna get banned out. Look at the damage output. It's like it doesn't really look like much on the board. It's 30,000, but Cassia is murdering right now, and a lot of their plays are gonna come in later. Now they're getting linked again. Yep, he's gonna fall. Even Riptire committed to it. I mean, they're going a little bit overboard with what they commit to these kills that they have secured 100%, but it doesn't really matter. The one hero, by the way, that so far doesn't really get a lot of ult values, the one that really needs it, it's Maltail. He's sitting at the top side, sees all of those kills incoming, so it's like, oh, I want to have stacks. But damn, son. It's a 1.5 level lead right now for Divine Vendetta. The only thing that they didn't get out of this is a bell tower converted. But they have a great lead in experience, and they're pressuring the bottom again. Quest completed now for Billy Kidney. 16 is going to be great for them, but that's still a mile away. And they're just going for the cap this time themselves. They're saying like, well, they're probably not going to do us the favor, but we still want it. Okay. Zadun is sitting there. And Podibos with the 16. Again, Cassia's build is of course nearly going to be done with that. Cassia, once you have Thunder God's Vigor and you're going... What? Martial law over Pierce? Alright, fair enough. Let's see how that works out. Slake, nicely done. Good job by Oriel. Can they keep him alive? Doesn't look like it. Nah. Cassia goes down, but so does Arthas. Arthas is dead, and that's the first stack. Linked is dodging everything. Blickitney is low. Here comes Junkrat and the Riptire. Spawns it right in front of him. Guru barely survives. Look at Blickitney. He's below 100 hit points here. They are getting wrecked right now. That talent lead for Divine Vendetta isn't helping, obviously. But yeah, I've never seen Riptire this close. He jumped in his face and then Riptired him. And that is going to be massive damage, of course. They might get all 3 of them. That's the second one that they just connected. And they are looking at 7 points on the core against 36. I thought the last map was a spanking. Look at this one right now. 10 kills against 2, and they're absolutely destroying them here. The 5-man is moving in again, and they have level 16. They have the advantage, and they're moving in once more. They have a Divine Shield that they can use. They already did. They go for Zadun again, and, well, that's Phoenix, that's Arthas, that's a double kill, and Oriel saved them again. Oriel saved Born. And they're going to get this one. They can go boss. They can literally finish the game right now. What is happening here? This is getting a little bit silly. Cassia at least falls, so now they can't boss it anymore. But Smaragd gets the channel through, and guys, that's 3 points on the core. That's 1 minion wave. If they can get another kill here, Riptire, and they get it. Guru runs into the grenades. 16 versus 17. They're thinking, boss. You know they do. But yeah, at this point, the only thing that you have to focus on is don't throw, don't throw, don't throw, don't throw. I honestly believe that this is probably what's on their mind right now. It's like, please don't throw, please don't throw. 3 against 36, you're so far ahead. You kind of have to win it. But there comes the flank, and that's the 4 versus 3. Okay. You just, yeah, throw out the Divine Shield just to get away from this. Martin is still trying to escape too. Gets the heal in, but there's the kill and there's the double kill. Yeah. It's not over. It's not over until the fat lady sings, gentlemen. And that's a double kill right there. That's the one that hurts. 3 points on the core against 36. And nothing left. They want the comeback. They're saying, this isn't happening. This is not happening. They're getting both of the camps now. Pumpkins everywhere. Little Halloweenies. Starting to move through the bot lane to drop first of all the wall, and there's the double altar. Now the early level 20 that they're going to get eventually, at least if they're not losing too much experience right now, should go to Divine Vendetta and help them in a really spectacular fight. But this could be 2 altars that are taken by the opponent. The question is, are they going to get the bell tower too? If they get the bell tower transfer, and yep, it looks very much like it, that's 10 points off the core if they get both. And that is going to take the momentum for nothing left. This game is not over. I mean, it's pretty over, but it's not over yet. They're fighting for it. They're all there. They need only 1 kill, maybe 2. That's 5 shots fired. They only need 1. They only need this 1. Alright, Born gets the damage. They're all sitting there. Guys, this is it. This could be the game. This time it doesn't work out quite with the Valkyrie. Born is low, but also the stun misses. Again, here comes the setup from Porty Boss. Nice ult from Oriel, making sure that they're surviving for now, but Oriel's down. Oriel's down, Slake is down too. Double kill, it's a triple. They go for the triple, they get 3. Yeah. And now we're having another 5 shots fired. Blakidney is already on the channel. It's getting nasty. Look at the experience. Look how quickly that changed. 19 versus 19 now. And now we're talking 3 against 26. And we're talking boss. That's another 4. That's 3 against 22. Yeah, it's getting scary. It's getting really scary for Divine Vendetta. And you know exactly what's on their mind right now. It's please don't lose, please don't lose, please don't lose. And at some point you don't think about winning anymore. At some point you start thinking about not losing. That's not a good thing. 20 is going to be ready for both of them. Who gets the bigger spike? Twilight Archon. Huge. Then again, damage output, of course, also going to be pretty fantastic on the side of heroes like Cassia. 2 stacks on Malthael. 10-second cooldown reduction. It's going to be an important one. Once again, Smaragd gets a little bit bodied. Not too much yet. They just need to take a breather. They still have a massive lead. They still have a massive lead. But the map control is gone. That's the problem, of course. They have a massive lead on the hit points on the core, but the map control is just gone. So now both of the teams are on 20. Unconquered Spirit, we see the Farfly Quiver. Easy peasy for Vala now to stay at a distance. Oriel with a Shield of Hope, blinded by the light. Storm Shield variation on Jojo. And we're seeing the Final Curtain actually as well. Final Curtain plus the Titan's Revenge. So, alright, now we're talking damage. Now we're talking battle. Single altar on the map. Can let this one go. Definitely can. They can choose the fight. They only need 1. They only need 1 altar. 1 fight that they win. That's all that they need. They don't have to fight for the altar. It's a single altar. It's 5 shots. If they get the bell tower at the bot lane, it's 4. They can definitely suffer that bit of damage if they want to. If they feel that they have not, that they don't have the angle, if they don't want to go into the choke point, they don't have to. They make the choice. Born is still sitting there. Alright, they go for Arthur's. Arthur's is low. Riptire. Oh, Mouth is delivered. No way. The shields are coming out, but they're still dying. They're still dying. Oriel is trying to keep them alive, but there's the double, the triple, the quad kill. Only Malthael is still alive, and they want more than only the channel. They go into the middle. The Valkyrie hits Malfurion, but he survives and they all die, with the exception of Malthael. And now they are losing another bell tower. Massive momentum swing in favor of nothing left. They're going to take another bell tower in the middle, and the team is moving to the top. Tassadar is down here. Malthael can't really do anything right now, and they are just going for the entire setup. They want the entire barrage, and they are going to get it. The shots are fired, 3 against 16. The altar was channeled, and the barrage is starting. Look at the minimap. Shots are fired. First one is hitting, they need to reclaim, and they just respawn on the map. That's the second, and now it's getting dirty. You will get another fight if you go straight for it, but that's the last fight that you're gonna get. And all of a sudden, it's super close. There's another one. We're down to 12 points on the core right now. Another shot fired any second. They need to push this, they need to push it quickly, and they're trying to. That's 11. 11 on the core. Here comes the attack. 5 versus 5. They don't get it. That's 10 on the core. Riptire comes in. Here's the salvo against 5. 10 on the core. 9 on the core. If they lose heroes now, it's over. It's over. That's 8 on the core. 7. They're on a timer and they die. They actually go down. Junkrat is dead. Johanna is dead. Oriel falls. We have Slake dropping 2. And that is game, ladies and gentlemen. The barrage continues. A full team wipe. And that is it. The comeback. 30 against 36. 1 point on the core. And that is game, as Nothing Left takes the 2-0 against Divine Vendetta at Meta Madness. Game number 3. We have a 2-0 lead for Nothing Left. And guys, I gotta admit, I feel a little bit sorry right now for Divine Vendetta. I mean, they were 36-3 and then they lose the game. Absolutely brutal. Seriously, like, that must feel horrible for the guys. But they've shown one thing. They've definitely shown that they can win by playing their style against Nothing Left, and that they are not quite the pushover that some people thought they'd be when they performed on game number 1 and kind of got wrecked. They nearly destroyed Nothing Left there. Nothing Left had to dig real deep to turn this around. But now we're heading into our next map here, and of course, as we said before, we have a ton of heroes already banned out. We have the ban on Vala even. Not trying to make sure that we don't have that double support Vala set up again. Oh, Murky gets actually banned. Okay. Garden of Terror is the map, by the way. So that's going to be an interesting one. For sure. I have not casted any games of Garden of Terror in like ages. Like, that game was not part of any competitive scene for like an eternity. So it's like the first cast on the map in an eternity. Vikings are banned out too. So given the size of the map and everything, they're really just trying to eliminate a lot of the heroes that could be a huge pain here. Arthas gets banned out as well. So that limits the tank options a little bit more than they already are. The first pick still goes over to Divine Vendetta. So likely that we might even see an early tank, to be honest. I mean, Anna has been banned in this series, yes. Oh, Jaina is still open, yeah, right. I keep forgetting that Jaina is actually still allowed in the series because she was so often banned in the previous one. And there goes Illidan and Greymane. Okay. That is why I'm immediately thinking Tyrael. When I see Illidan and Greymane in one setup, a Sanctification is going to allow them to just go absolutely murdering people. So we could see a Tyrael pick on the side of Divine Vendetta, or maybe a ban against Tyrael, if they're worried about that. Illidan, of course, also can play the pseudo-global here with Hunt. False Stat is available for this series too. There's the ETC pick, and Malfurion. Okay. Interesting choice given how many other tanks we still have. ETC can be a bit vulnerable here. Could also be played on the offlane though, keep that in mind, since we are of course having a stage dive opportunity here. If they want to play that as an offlaner. Sonya gets banned out, okay. So no spin to win at this point. What's going to be that final ban for the series? What are we going to have here? Is it going to be Tyrael? Or are they going to drop something else? I mean, we still are looking at supports, for example, who could ban out. You have Rhaegar that you could ban. It's Tyrael. Okay, I like it. Again, Tyrael with that particular setup has just so much potential. But now we're having Blakidney with False Set and even Brightwing. Mass globals. You can totally play around your opponent at this point. So ETC is more or less forced to go into stage dive. Which means they need another main tank. So another main tank here for them would definitely not be bad. But yeah, Brightwing, Falstad, Illidan with potentially Hunt. That's a big one. Valeera and Yrel. Alright, so ETC maybe still with stage dive, we're going to see. But Yrel picked and Valeera. Valeera for the kills here. Can they make that work? It's the first time that I actually have Valeera today. But the last pick. We still don't really have a full main tank on the side of Nothing Left. Are they going to get one? Or are they just going to try and play a macro game around their opponent here? Garden of Terror. Johanna is being picked. Johanna is picked. Garden of Terror. We're heading into Game 3. Potentially the last map of the series. If Nothing Left can put another win onto the board here. Let's find out together. Can Divine Vendetta bring it back after that devastating loss that they just suffered on the hands of Nothing Left on Towers of Doom? We'll find out right now. Game number 3 and potentially the last map of the best of 5 series between Divine Vendetta and Nothing Left. To the left, Boss on Illidan, Kidney on Falstad, Guru on Greymane, we're seeing Zadoon on Johanna, and Linked on Brightwing. A lot of globals, a lot of mobility here on them. And to the right side of the map, Divine Vendetta with Death Knight on ETC, Born on Urel, Slake on Jaina, seeing Martin on Malfurion, and the X Factor, Valera, played by Smaragd. Big map still, even after the rework, and so the globals, of course, super powerful here. There's no doubt about that. And they're going to try and play with Wingman here in Falstad. Already the aggression in the middle. Valera is going to be the X Factor. Nice lockdown, and that could be a kill already. They go straight for Guru, and that's the first kill right there. Can they get a counter kill? They're trying to, and that was a nice condemn, but it's not enough. The kill against Greymane as the game starts. I can't even begin to imagine how Divine Vendetta feels after they nearly got such a decisive victory against Nothing Left on the last map. They were already thinking about game number 3, and for good reason. 36 against 3 points, and then they get absolutely murdered as the momentum swings into the hands of Nothing Left. And that must hurt. Illidan in the top lane has to be careful. Smaragd gets the heal there. Sees Link coming in, of course, now too. There's already the pings happening. Careful. Someone's there. Brightwing with a greater polymorph on level 1 immediately there. And besides that, we're also seeing ETC. Yeah, they really want Illidan, and they want that camp too. They're playing hyper-aggressive right now. They're playing super aggressive at this point, and Boss, he's actually trying for it. Boss is going for it with the rest of the team. The globals are starting to come in. Here comes Failstat as they're starting to go for Slake, and that's the end of Jaina right there. The quick attempt to get the camp failing at this point, but in comes Valera trying to get the kill against Boss. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Well, are they going to lose more? They go for Illidan, and he goes down. ETC is going to die too, though. It's a 2-for-1, and the camp is taken also by the blue team. Urel still getting the experience at the bottom of the map. That definitely helped them a little bit here. Smaragd gets away. 2 kills against 2 overall. But the aggression coming from Divine Vendetta as they're just saying, guys, let's go for this. Let's try and come out swinging. Sitting back and waiting for them to obliterate us is not going to help anyone. Level 4 on both sides now. As the seeds are spawning in 18 seconds. Objective already called on the map. We're having Illidan starting to prep the camps while Born is still defending the top lane for the time being. Valera with the crippling poison as a level 1 talent going into the relentless strikes here. Still polymorph focus that we're having on the other side. Seed is spawning. And we're having everybody else just sitting tight and not really giving a damn about it. So with that said, the Unstable Anomaly gets a little bit more damage out there too. But you could see really the massive power of the globals in such a situation. Without the globals, that would have been a fantastic invade from Divine Vendetta. And even with the globals, it looked dicey for a few seconds. Now we're having the seeds focused by the blue team. The red team so far is not really caring too much about it. Bit of an engage happening up here at the top. Guru needs to be careful as Born is coming in, pushes him back, but there's no root available anymore. So Guru goes low. He doesn't fall. And down at the bottom, we're still seeing Zadoon zoned out. He's trying to make the play, trying to interrupt, gets that out. Smaragd needs to be careful. Valera is extremely powerful with the burst damage that she gets out, but she doesn't really have a super heavy hit point pool or anything. Good push at the top lane now too, but the problem is the globals, the mobility. They're going for Slake, and with Illidan just chasing 6 days to Sunday, that's the end of Jaina right there. Guru still dealing with this. Valera goes down against, well, Falstad at the bottom of the map, but up here top, we have another kill incoming as Illidan is just going ham. And at the bottom, still the attempt to at least get the bird here, but Kidney is trying to get away. Might even be able to fly out here if he has a Z still available. Born is hopping and hopping and hopping, and yep, there's the fly. He actually gets out. 5 kills against 2. And with that, we're now seeing, of course, pretty decent setup for Nothing Left as they are going for that. Seed is being gathered by Death Knight in the meantime. So they grab one. 1 out of 3 for now. At the top of the map, we're still seeing Illidan bouncing around and trying to put some extra damage onto the fort itself. But the control that they have over the map is pretty much established already. The lead in experience, the lead in kills by 3. Smaragd still scouting if he can maybe get someone on the map here. There's a Dune in the middle of the map. Must be careful as Death Knight is being joined by Valeera. They're trying to make the play there. Now they get the silence in. Here comes Malfurion. But of course, there should still be an Iron Skin available, and that's immediately being used. The body blocks are pretty solid though. They get the damage in. They get the power slide. Can they get the damage from Jaina? And no, they cannot. Brightwing comes in for the heals. Global strategy so far is working out for nothing left. Illidan defends the top lane. They're looking for kills. Divine Vendetta is, but they cannot get them right now. Another seed about to spawn. Top left, a little bit closer to home for the blue team now. Slight advantage with the position. And Valeera is starting to rotate to the bottom, trying to get a grab of Falstad. And it's just waiting here. Falstad. For Blakidney, it's really a weird setup. He needs to be very, very careful how he walks there. And yep, Malfurion in the meantime goes down at the top lane, gets dropped by Greymane. Down at the bottom of the map, Valeera is still looking for the kill. Starts to move in, gets the silence, tries to drop the bird, and barely misses out. As we see the top side battle nearly leading to level 10 for nothing left. And Illidan is starting to steal camps away. Also, we're having to the top left. This one here. Fought over. The rest of the team is starting to focusing on Death Knight though. Slake is coming in too. Needs to be careful as Guru is anchoring the side here. Illidan is in. Everybody else rotates in too. Slake moves away. Gets actually polymorphed. There's the heal. Falstad flies in as well. The level 10 is so close, and that's the death of Jaina. And here come the heroics. That's another kill down here against Born. And of course with the Hinterland Blast, they're trying to drop more. Polyboss is low. Malfurion nearly falls, but it is instead Valeera and ETC that die. No heroic abilities, no chance to win the fight there. They engage early before heroics were actually a factor, but then with the death of Jaina, that's enough experience to push nothing left into the heroics, and all of a sudden the whole map is open. Another seed is about to spawn, more than a level lead, for nothing left, and Divine Vendetta is just not looking like they can come back into this. The level 10 might give them the option, but we have the hunt now. The pseudo global is in. Hinterland Blast as well. Polyboss just absolutely ignores what's going on. Just saying like, well, I'm going to put some extra damage onto the fort here. They haven't taken a structure yet, but with the kills that they are getting, the lead is just widening. So at this point, we have once again level 10 abilities ready on the red team with the Smoke Bomb, with the Water Elemental, with the Twilight Dream. Pretty good tool actually against Illidan and his friends, if they can get that hit. And everybody is just waiting for the objective to be engaged. But the dude with a flashlight straight into the bush. Well done by him. Really good job actually, making sure that they're not face checking anything, they're not falling into any trap. They know exactly how powerful Valeera can be if you don't pay attention, especially after a power slide with all the lockdown. So they are well aware. Illidan is taking the top fort, and in the meantime the second seed gets secured for Divine Vendetta. But again, the control of the map is starting to slowly fall apart for the red team. They're losing the top. Urel is still fighting there. Born is actually moving away, and we're seeing Smaragd moving in. Smaragd is really just looking for kills the entire time, and currently he just doesn't find anything. It's tricky for them. The bird is already busying itself with the wingman over to the Siege Giant camp. We're having another camp about to be taken by nothing left as they are putting Greymane to good use. And yeah, you have the scout. The problem is you can't do anything with it. Just simply because you don't have that global mobility that exists on the other side. So if you actually try and engage and buy some time for the rest of your team, we're just going to see Brightwing coming in, we're going to see Illidan hunting in, we're going to see Falsa with a fly, and then you're absolutely outnumbered there and won't be able to do anything whatsoever. A good mosh pit, on the other hand, might be able to turn things around here. There's 2 interrupts available on the other side, and that's of course the Blessed Shield, or Johanna in general, and Brightwing with a polymorph. Outside of that, not really too much. If you catch those 2, you have a chance there. Also, this one is another one that Nothing Left has to fight over, but they're going to be happy too because they have level 13 talents. Nice hit with the hinterland blast again. Hunt and kill as Malfurion and Jaina both get obliterated. Death Knight is falling too, and it's just a question of how many die and who are starting to go in. And yes, Smaragd is likely to fall as well. Guru is ripping her apart. Valera dead, Polyboss survives, and they have opened up the entire game. 2-level lead, 15 kills against 2, nothing left. With so many fantastic former HGC Pro players, is just showing that experience again. They did so in game number 2, and they're doing so again in game number 3 as they take a massive lead over their opponent. They're taking the entire camps on the map. They've taken the second seed for themselves now too, working the objective. But at this point, 10 minutes in, they are looking absolutely unbeatable. 3-level lead against their opponent here. The Valera setup just not working out in the mid-game at all. Illidan with a quick hunt, and then also Greymane as he moves in for the kill with Go for the Throat. They're obliterating Jaina at every turn. Slake has no chance to get that ice block that he so desperately needs to survive here. And another fort is down. 2 forts down, big push through the top lane. 13 talents are ready, but look at Slake. Slake is just getting bodied, and Illidan can't stop, won't stop. He's just going in the entire time. Polyboss is knowing one direction here, pretty much. Yeah, they're trying to go for Urel. Not going to be able to... Well, they should be able to get the kill here. They're going to be able to get a lot of damage on. And Illidan actually falls. Alright, going a little bit too deep. As so many Illidan players do, they're testing their limits. He just found his 16 kills against 3, but again the damage against Falstad, the bird flies in too, but that doesn't even matter. Smaragd is attempting to get the kill against him. They might actually be able to drop Falstad, but nope, instead it's Valera that dies, and they're turning it straight up against ETC once more. Guru, oh, was that 13 hit points that I just saw there? That wasn't a lot, can't tell you that much. And the top lane is still getting value. It's rough. It's honestly rough. It's a 16 talent advantage that we're seeing now. That's of course the 3rd seed. They're going to gather the objective here. 18 against 3 kills. And yep, now the terrors are gonna spawn on the lanes. It's honestly a tricky scenario to be in right now. Not only are you 2 levels behind, you have for 2 levels no level 16 talent. Your opponent is pushing with the objective. A little bit too of the Spider Queen style right there. And well, they should be able to... First of all, they're going to get the bottom 4. That's the first one to notice here, immediately. The question is, can they get in the middle, maybe even a keep? Brightwing is already starting to move in, and they're making the play for Jaina. You gotta feel sorry for Slake here. Hinterland Blast, Hunt, everything just dropped on one target, and there's no way to save her. With Ice Block, that would be a different story, but he's never gonna get to Ice Block if the game continues this way. And after, we're now seeing the middle attack, the top fort or top keep is also being attacked as we speak. There's the kill against Illidan at least, but they are not making any headway since ETC falls shortly after. Bottom keep or bottom fort is now falling. The keep in the middle, the keep at the top, they are both about to drop. And we're having 20 kills against 4. An absolute incredible display of skill here once again from Nothing Left. They want to go to the next round of the tournament here. They definitely want to face off against Granite Gaming in that next best of 5, and Divine Vendetta, they just don't find an opening into this game. They just don't. Both of the keeps are down. This is Heroes falling. Smaragd barely survives and gets away thanks to all the assists that he gets from Martin here, but Malfurion himself is already dead. They're making the play now for Jaina again, and this is just the end. Jaina has died 7 times so far. You can't even blame her. There's just nothing she can do. The mosh pit comes in and they get Greymane. They might get even a little bit more. Yes, they do. Brightwing is dead, and they go for the bird. Oh, and he flies away. Falstad flies away. Johanna is dead too, but yeah, that nearly killed him there. That shot that was following nearly took him down. So they save the core for now. But again, can they turn this? 22 kills against 7? I think the only thing that can really start to turn this game a little bit is if Jaina at some point gets her Ice Block. Once she has Ice Block, she can just deal with that Hunt stun coming through And with also the Hinterland Blast being thrown at her. But at this point, there's no counterplay for him. He's just there for the kill. Slake is getting wrecked. It's also that massive leading experience that plays such a big role now, of course. Now keep in mind, they have 2 seeds. They got 2 seeds. They might actually been able to grab another one. Win one fight, grab a seed, get a bit of momentum going for yourself with the Terror spawning on the map. If they have a chance to make that play, the problem is that 20 is so close for nothing left, they should be able to rely on it during the next fight. Ooh, it's a bit dicey. It's honestly scary right now. I mean, we're having a massive push to the bottom of the map too. Kidney is already starting to fly in here again with Pody Boss. And everybody else, they're focusing. They're trying to get the last and remaining keep of the game. Their seeds are spawning at the top now. But that's level 20, or it will be. They rotate into the mid lane to get another minion wave, and that will drop the heroic abilities, the Storm Talons, into their hands. Illidan is getting it right now. Nowhere to hide, maybe, for Illidan. What's he gonna get? Well, if you're well jumping around, and they have to take the fight. Well, actually, they don't have to take the fight. Here comes the Epic Mount. Epic Mount is in. Right wing goes straight for the invisible friends. And Illidan goes for Blink. They're trying to play for 20. I'm not sure they can. It's 1.5 levels away. Maybe they can. Maybe they can actually pull it off and wait until 20. But they have 0 control over this map. I mean, they haven't dropped a single fort. Not one. Seeds are spawning another 29. They can let one more go. If they feel they can let another one go, they definitely could. They're just sitting there. They're just sitting and waiting. The one thing that they're doing is basically to say, like, just do nothing. Let the lanes push in with the catapults, and as they come in, we take them down and we get the experience. That's all that they're doing here. Like, nothing else to it right now for them. They can't make any other plays. But it's a little bit crazy, because there's just going to be camp after camp taken. This is an easy grab right now. And I don't think they can get 20 for the final one, can they? It might just work out. Okay, there's a grab, 2 for 2. I don't think they have enough time. Not if they just sit there. They need to get the experience somewhere else. Look how far these lanes are out. Polypos actually pushes it out. They could just wait. They could literally just wait. They don't even have to attack this. They could literally stall it out more to buy a little bit more time for the next C to spawn and then force the fight. Because once we have the Terror spawning again, how do you defend against this? Answer is you don't. Death Knight, if he gets maybe the mosh pit through, it could be a different story. Minion wave in the middle. ETC has the one at the bottom. Valera currently sitting topside. But there's the camps that are being taken. Falsett, of course, doing his job again. It's a little bit of a slow one right now, because nobody really wants to make a mistake that could cost them the game here. Just imagine how this would actually look if nothing left all of a sudden gets completely demolished in the next team fight and Divine Vendetta wins this game. Just imagine after we've seen that insane Towers of Doom game. Yeah, but here they nearly have 20 and they have to fight for this one, and it's so far away. It's massively away. Spawning in 13, there's the 20. Now we go. Now we go. But still no ice block for Jaina. Still no ice block for Jaina. This is the last fight they're gonna get. This is literally the last fight the Divine Vendetta is gonna get if they don't win it. And here comes the kill against Mouth. No! Twilight Dream, the kill is in. Oh, the mosh! And Illidan. No way! Blinks out. Jaina dies. They nearly get the kill against Illidan. At least they get the kill against Brightwing. If you kill nothing else, at least kill Trashwing. Brightwing is down. Valera dies. But in my book, they are heroes. In my book, they are winners, because they killed the one hero that really mattered. Urel goes down, and that is going to be the end of it. Another team wipe against the Divine Vendetta. Illidan barely escapes. Barely gets out of there. It's unbelievable that that hero actually survived. It was like one hit away from dropping. But now the catapults are on the core, and this is going to be the conclusion of match number 3 today. We have nothing left with a 3-0 victory over Divine Vendetta, and they are going to advance to the next round of the tournament, where they will face off against Granite Gaming. Divine Vendetta eliminated from Meta Madness 2, as they are dropping out of the tournament here, though. GG and well played, as nothing left takes the victory.